Hey everyone, welcome to Day Deal on Display. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Ion Blazer carbon fiber stand case for the Apple iPhone 4 as well as 4S. You are more than welcome to check out the Blazer at any time over at its official website, and that is going to be located at www.ion-factory.com. And as always, we encourage you to check it out at our own site as well at www.daydeal.com. Now, before I get to all the fun stuff, let's go ahead and get all the tech specs out of the way for the Blazer. I have compiled all of this information into this little useful sheet in front of us right here. And let's go ahead and get started. Starting with the weight of the Blazer, it is at a very light 21 grams. Its length is 119.5 millimeters. Its width 62 millimeters. Its depth 13.5 millimeters. What does this mean to you in the real world? That means that you're going to be adding 4.3 millimeters to the length of the phone, 3.4 millimeters to the width of your phone, as well as 4.2 millimeters to the depth. And remember, we took these measurements ourselves. They're not meant to be 100% accurate. They are merely approximations. So we hope you guys find this information useful for this particular product. Now, moving forward, the rumors of us no longer reviewing iPhone 4 or 4S products is greatly exaggerated. Yes, we are still alive and we are reviewing iPhone 4 stuff as they come in. We just know that Apple folks are a pretty jaded audience, okay? You guys have a lot of choices out there for phone accessories and you've pretty much been exposed to everything. So we like to look at the items that maybe have a little bit less exposure, maybe they're a little bit esoteric, and maybe, just maybe, you guys might be interested in them because they're unique enough where they're very different, and they may turn a few heads because, you know what, no one else has it, all right? Because there's so much stuff out there, it's very easy to get overwhelmed, and that's exactly what we are looking at today in the Blazer case from Ion. Speaking of which, if you're not familiar with Ion as a brand, they make a lot of cool artsy cases, that's how I like to describe them, for the iPhone 4 and 4S, and of course other products as well. And specifically speaking about that phone, the majority of products that they have out for the iPhone has carbon fiber in it. Okay, so that's kind of their claim to fame. All right, not necessarily all the products do have it, but most of them do. So if you're a carbon fiber fan, you just love the material, or you just like any type of case or product out there that has a carbon fiber accent or is made of carbon fiber, then Ion is definitely one of the companies you should be interested in. Okay, now the Blazer is available in two different colors, which we have in front of us right here in their retail packages, but we also have them separated away from the packages in front of us right here. On the left is satin black, and on the right is glossy white. Okay, now the differences between the two are very slight. Obviously the colors are different, but on satin black it has more of a matte finish. Okay, so it's actually not as glossy or as reflective as the glossy white version. I also want to mention that the hinges between the two cases are a little bit different. Okay, the hinges on the satin black, which are these two pieces right here, which I'll show you more in just a moment, are a little bit looser, whereas on the glossed version they are a little bit tighter. So it's really kind of up to you which color you like more, and if you like your hinges to be a little bit looser, a little bit easier to handle, you might want to pick up the black version. If you like your hinges to be a little bit more tight, then you might want to pick up the white version. But of course, most folks just care about the color. Now, before I get back to those cases, or more about the case, I should say, all Blazers come with a screen protector kit. So it comes in this little snazzy pamphlet thing right here. If you open it up, has the following items. You have an extremely large and generous microfiber cleaning cloth. That's actually the biggest one I've ever seen included for any cell phone accessory. It's actually ginormous. You can easily use this for laptop screens, etc., stuff like that. Little instruction manual in multiple languages to talk about the product itself and more information about it, etc., yada yada yada, and the actual screen protector itself for your iPhone 4 as well as your 4S, and that is it for the screen protector kit. Moving that aside, let's go ahead and move the retail packages out of the way. Hope you had a nice long look at how they are appearing and what they're all about. And let's go and bring back the Blazer itself. So I'm going to put this front center, maybe zoom down my camera just a bit. There we go. So you can have a better close look at what we were talking about today. Now, I've already pre-installed the gloss white version on our live iPhone 4. There we have it. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a 360 tour of that in just a moment. But let's go and just show you the case inside and out first. Now, this is essentially a back cover for your iPhone 4. Okay, it's made of polycarbonate. That's what the majority of the case is made of. But it also has a legitimate carbon fiber stripe accent on the back as well. That's the real deal, guys. This is an imitation that isn't plastic made to look like carbon fiber. That literally is carbon fiber. Now, some of you out there may immediately think, well, does that actually protect the phone in any way, shape, or form? Not necessarily, okay? Or I should say, I mentioned this earlier in the video, Ion is known for making some really artsy cases for the phone. They're made to look good. Do they protect the phone? Yes, they do, but they only protect it so as much as what they cover, and you can kind of understand what I'm trying to infer, okay? So if you're looking for a case that really protects your phone, this isn't necessarily it. It's not a bad choice, but it is essentially just a back cover. You are really relying on the polycarbonate area to protect your phone. The carbon fiber itself is just there to make the case look good. Okay, so that's its key selling point. Its key role in this entire product is just to make it look good. If you like the style and you like carbon fiber, then it's really kind of a nice treat. Okay, and that's why I really want to get at. But other than that, pretty self-explanatory on the inside. Nothing special. You see the little Ion logo right there. Moving on to these little hinges right here, which a lot of people are probably curious about. So this case does come with hinges. They're very uniquely designed. They are built into it. Okay, and they're not as flimsy as a single style hinge that we see on many other cases out there, especially aftermarket accessories, where it kind of stays at the middle of the phone. It's made of plastic or something like that, and it's really kind of unreliable. These hinges are a little bit more durable because, for starters, there's two of them, so the weight is distributed amongst two different hinges, and also the way they're designed inside the case, the hinge doesn't flex that much. Okay, so that's a nice design. That being said, you still have to be careful with them, and unfortunately, you cannot use this in portrait orientation. Okay, you can only use it in landscape. We try using it in portrait, and yes, it does technically work, but it's just so unsteady that easily something can come by and tip it over, and we don't want that to happen to you guys and have your phone fall flat on its face or anything like such. Okay, but that is pretty much it for the Ion Blazer. So let's go and move our black satin frame out of the way and show you the gloss white version, which we already have pre-installed on our iPhone 4. Okay. So starting with the front of the phone and what the Ion Blazer does for it, okay, it's pretty minimalistic. As you can see, there is a very light lip created along the sides as well as the hinges, because the hinges do snap into place. But realistically speaking, guys, if you rest your iPhone 4 on its face, okay, and you're not using the screen protector, which you should be using, that came with the Blazer, remember this guy right here, then you really are resting the phone on the surface, literally up against the screen. Okay, so we don't advise you to rest your phone like this way. But if you rest it on its back, of course, it will be elevated. Now moving on to the top, this is a very open and free form design. You can see the audio jack is completely exposed, as well as the power button. Okay, so everything is very easy to press. And moving on to the side as well, the same thing can be said for the volume up and down buttons, as well as the mute switch or the vibration switch, or you like to refer to that as. Not much to talk about on this side, so moving on to the bottom, we have openings for the two speakers, and yes, the dock connector is blocked off, but all you have to do is pop off this little hinge right here, and it is fully exposed. So much, in fact, that it's almost as if the phone were naked, so all type of connector tips should fit in there. And what I like about this is it also acts as kind of a pseudo dust cover, even though it's only covering half of it, but something is definitely better than nothing for the 30-pin dock connector area. Moving on to the back, let's go and show you that beautiful glossed finish on the case, as well as the actual carbon fiber stripe itself. Remember, it's just a designer accent, but that is real, genuine carbon fiber. Okay, it's the real deal. We can show you the opening for the camera lens and the LED flash. And let's go and show you how the kickstand works on this. Okay, so you're going to go and pop it out. You want to pop out both of them. And you can use this in any orientation you want to. All right, so you can use it kind of in a shallow way, so you can see that the iPhone is facing us at a very comfortable viewing position. But if you want it a little bit taller, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Just go and flip it over, and now it's in this position. As you can see, it's closer toward us. Okay, and as we mentioned, you can technically put this in portrait, or I'm sorry, or standing up, whatever you want to refer to it as. Yes, it does work, but it's really unsteady, and I'm just not comfortable recommending folks to do that because your phone may fall flat on its face, and we really don't want that to happen to you guys. So let's go and move the retail packages back into view and give you our summary of the Ion Blazer carbon fiber stand case for the Apple iPhone 4 and 4S, based on our closing thoughts and comments. So this is a really pretty back cover for the phone. Once again, we know you iPhone folks out there are really jaded because you have so many different accessories out for your particular phone, and it's really hard to make a choice what to buy. Okay, and we really would recommend the Blazer for folks out there who are fans of carbon fiber, because it actually does have a legitimate carbon fiber strip in there, so that's kind of cool. It's an accent. You can get to say, yes, I do actually have a carbon fiber case. We would recommend it for people who want an extremely lightweight accessory. Remember, it weighs 21 grams. It hardly adds anything to the phone. And we also recommend it for people who like the kickstand function of it, okay? We would simply not recommend the Blazer for anyone who's looking for a case that really protects the iPhone 4, because it's pretty minimalistic. It's made to be artistic. It's made to look cool, but it's not really made for heavy-duty stuff. So if you're going to be going rock climbing or the great outdoors, or just one of those folks that abuses their phone, you might want to look somewhere else, and you might want to look at another Ion product. Okay, so check it out at ion-factory.com. Check it out at dadio.com. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and our Pinterest board. Thanks for watching as always, guys. We will see you next video review.